Hi, good afternoon, friends. Let's go ahead and try to understand some of the concepts which are associated with reliability. Now, you see, when I myself was learning about the reliability, from the perspective of qualitative analysis, in the sense that when I was trying to understand reliability as we apply in qualitative research, I jumped into the quantitative research also. As I was watching some of the videos by Neeraj sir, and I thought, okay, is that the only one? And when I, in reality, saw the difficulties of some of the faculties as well as the scholars who were there, mine and the other ones also, I thought it's always good to share the knowledge that we have received it or we have gained through others and share it. So this is one of my small step towards understanding about the I would say reliability in quantitative research. So let's proceed further and try to understand as to how we can understand and know more about these things also side by side. Now, given this thing, now you will see that we has to start off with what I call it as the definition of reliability. Now, in simple terms, it's a tool, it's a test. It's not a technique. That's what I would emphasize about it. It highlights consistency and stability, and that is the reason one of the types of reliability we call it as taking care of the internal consistency. Now, within the internal consistency, also there are different types, and one has to focus upon them also side by side. Now, if it is focusing on consistency and stability, okay, this follows that the reliability as a tool that we are adopting, I mean taking care in our analysis, shows that it is predictable one, number one, and it is going to take us towards what I call it as the accuracy. So it is known to be for both predictable as well as giving us the accurate results also, and that is the fun of it. And remember that reliability always focuses again on consistency on one side, and on the other side is the stability. Now, even the first, I should say, the analysis that we talk about under reliability is always towards the stability, and then we proceed further. After achieving the stability, we are proceeding further for the consistency. And you will see that the tests which are there, we start off with the stability test, and we will see what those tests are and how to apply them also side by side before proceeding further with the internal consistency also. Now, given this thing, let us see what else we can come to the conclusion from whatever we have gained. Now, here this shows that greater the degree of consistency and stability that we achieve during the analysis time for the reliability, you will see that greater will be the reliability. In other words, if I see that stability is at the greater degrees, number one. Number two, even if I observe that yes, my internal consistency which I have to achieve it is also greater in degree, this both of them together will lead to what I call it as the greaterness in the reliability, achieving that kind of reliability also. So remember that here it is both greater and greater. So if your stability is a good one, a greater one, we will see how to understand these also. You will find out that your reliability is also a greater one. And if you find that yes, I have got the greater degree of the internal consistency, you will find that your reliability is also a greater one. So these are some of the rules that are available for us, and we should be able to understand. Now when will one state, now this is very important, now this is the question that I raised out, that my scale or test is reliable. How do I know that yes, I have reached a reliable state for my scale as well as for the test that I'm going to perform on the questionnaire? So the thing was that it was told to me, not told, I had checked out, repeat measurements. Okay, as far as possible I'm repeating the things that are available, made by it under constant conditions. So the question arises now, what are those constant conditions? Repetitions I can understand, I'm repeating my test again and again, correct? Now this repetitions which I am taking care of it, now what are those constant conditions that I'll have to understand so that will receive what I call it as the same result. So do you understand this, what happened? You are repeating your test, number one. Number two, this leads to the fact that there are conditions, you make the conditions in such a manner that they turn out to be constant ones for you. Remember this thing, okay? You need to achieve those constant scenarios or constant cases, or I would say the conditions which are there. You need to do these things under these constant conditions which are available, and if you are able to achieve these two things and you are able to maintain them, then you will see that the results that you are getting, they always will be the same for you no matter what happens. Now if you see that yes, the results that you are receiving are different ones, okay, that means that the test, the tools that you are applying for the reliability, your questionnaire or your scale is basically not a reliable one. So this is how you should understand. Now in the first go itself, check out, now if it is a different one, stop it there itself. It stands that your questionnaire or your reliable is totally I would say is not a good one. At that time you need to understand, go back and see what went wrong and what can be certain diagnostic ones, or what would be my I should say some kind of a remedy which is available for me, for so that my scale or the test turns out to be a reliable one. So this is where the first test, not that you do not perform these tests and you directly jump to your analysis and you say, okay, no, I have to publish my paper in the Scopus, so let me go ahead and carry forward. However, try to understand the results that you will get. They would be a drastic ones, number one, and you yourself, or even if you show it to the editor, they will say, hey, something is wrong with your questionnaire itself, or they might even reject it. It will not even be passed to the next level, or if a peer reviewer is there and they are looking at your results, they will understand that yes, the questionnaire that has been developed or adapted or through the adopted ones, you see, it is not at all a reliable one. So this could be one of the reasons why your papers are rejected. Also, if you are performing reliability, now you see a questionnaire has been designed, it is there in front of you, we never go ahead. Now I don't like to proceed even with the EFA. Try to go for the test, reliability test, and you will come to know a lot of things are available. And that's what Neeraj sir keeps on telling us. First of all, try to see whether these things are in a proper manner available to you, objectives, variables, and this one, because by the time you realize it, a simple test like linear regression or the line of equation that you draw, rather than going further, you will be able to understand something is wrong in your own scale or the test that you would like to proceed further. If you have understood, then you will not disturb other person to go ahead and analyze your data, or you will also say why my paper is rejected and it is not being published. Or it can also be the fact that yes, you need to go ahead and improve your scale or your test to proceed further also. also. So this is something that I really wanted to share, so that we are able to understand the importance of reliability before even proceeding for the other things also side by side. So I think let me stop here and let me come up with yet another video where I'll be discussing more things also side by side. Till then, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.